Good evening, everybody. It is Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. A little bit earlier than usual, guys, with this week's preview. Obviously, I have mentioned it on the last few videos. I actually go on holiday tomorrow for the next week. So, obviously, with the Newcastle game being on Saturday and I will be away for it, I thought I'd just jump on now and just give my overall thoughts and opinions going into a very, very tough game, in my opinion, on Saturday as Leeds United take on Newcastle at Ellen Road. Just before we get into it, as always, guys, please smash that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new and get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And of course, hit that notification bell so that you're always aware of when I'm uploading and going live. So then, Newcastle United on Saturday. Obviously, the results on Bank Holiday Monday did not go our way, unfortunately. I kind of predicted the Forest one. I did think Nottingham Forest would beat Southampton, and they did, obviously 4-3. But the big shock from, well, everyone just in every other fan of any club in the Premier League really was Everton's surprise 5-1 win away at the Amex against Brighton. Now, obviously, on paper, before the games, you would have said, obviously, I did say Forest would win. And I'd have thought Brighton had beat Everton. And to be fair, I did think Fulham would beat Leicester. So that's the only result that went for us on Bank Holiday Monday, is that Fulham did beat Leicester 5-3. But yeah, Everton, fair play to them. Dwight McNeil turned into Messi for a game. Abdoulaye Doucouré, really good on the day as well. And Everton really took that game to Brighton and gave them a lot to think about and took them by surprise in a way. And, you know, they've managed to get a big result in a big moment. As did Forest, you know, in a different way. You know, that Forest Southampton game was huge, not just for Leeds United and the other teams in this relegation fight, but obviously for them too as well. And that pretty much confirms that Southampton are going down now. I think we all knew that for a little while anyway. And obviously, Forest have taken a huge leap towards survival, and it puts Leeds United 19th in the league. Obviously, Southampton below us and Leicester just above us on goal difference in 18th. So the relegation fight has taken a little bit of a twist. Now, my biggest worry moving forward for the next three games, look, I think the performance against Manchester City was much better. Obviously, it was, but ultimately, it was still a defeat. And we can move forward for the next three games and say that the performances are better. But if we don't pick up points, then it doesn't really matter. In all honesty, I think we're definitely, in case you didn't know already, guys, we're definitely at that stage in the season now where performances don't matter. We need to be picking up results, and we need to be getting a shock win from somewhere. You know, Everton did it against Brighton. You know, obviously the one earlier on in the season when we beat Liverpool at Anfield. You know, that sort of result where it makes a real statement to the other teams in this relegation fight. And I've got to be open and honest, guys. You know, I'll always be open and transparent on this channel. I don't think we've got a result like that in us at the minute. Now, again, I really, honestly, on my life, I hope to the love of God that I can be proven wrong with that and that they go out there and give us a performance and get 3 points on Saturday or even a point on Saturday. But in all fairness, a point's probably not enough, but, you know, at least it's a point on the board. We need to be winning games, really. And for me, guys, if we lose this one and we're still 19th in the league, you know, yes, West Ham is a winnable game and they'll be on the beach and they've got European games in between it and they could have a final, blah, blah, blah. I still think the best we get at West Ham is a point. In all honesty, I really hope I'm wrong again. I really hope we go down there and take advantage of their congested fixture list and take all 3 points at the London Stadium. And then we've got Tottenham on the final day now. Yes, they beat Palace 1-0 under Ryan Mason, but they're a bit hit and miss. You never know, you look there. We could get something against Tottenham on the final day. But something tells me, guys, at the minute, Everton are going to be on, their confidence will be through the roof. But their next game is against Man City, who drew at the Bernabeu last night, 1-1 with Real Madrid. So that second leg is really in the balance for them. They will probably rest players at Goodison Park. Could Everton take advantage of that and get another shock result? I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I don't think they will, though. I think they will get beat by Man City, but that win against Brighton has given them that, not safety net, because they'll still be in this fight, but it gives them that tiny bit of breathing space, doesn't it? As does Nottingham Forest. I think they've got, is it Chelsea that they've got next? So, at the minute, they could probably beat Frank Lampard's Chelsea. So, if Leeds United still find themselves 19th after this game week, guys, I think it really is curtains then. And look, I accepted relegation after the Bournemouth defeat, but I accepted it even more on Bank Holiday Monday when, those teams are able to pull off big results in big moments. Yes, we beat Forest at the beginning of April, which at the time was a big fixture, and we come through that. But and again, I really, really hope that I get proven wrong in the sunshine where I'll be on Saturday while I'm watching it in a bar somewhere. I really hope that I have a good day on Saturday and that Leeds United win and we get renewed optimism. I think there's still a tiny bit of optimism, obviously, after the City performance, and rightly so, because it was an improvement, but it was still a defeat, guys. And I hate to be negative and sound pessimistic, but it was still a defeat. We need to be picking up points or we're not going to stay up. It's as simple as that. Now, let's just speak about our opponents this week. And then Newcastle United on a high this season. Obviously, they're currently third in the league, pushing for that Champions League spot. Eddie Howe has done an amazing job as manager up on Tyneside. They've, since they've been taken over, yes, you can argue where the money has come from, and it's a topic completely different, which I'm obviously not going to get into on this video. But they've not spent silly; they've spent where they needed to. They've brought in good experience in the Premier League, mixed with some top talents from Europe. Obviously, they brought in Bruno Guimaraes last season, who I think's unbelievable. Alexander Isak, who you can kind of see there in the background. I think he's been a revelation for them. He had an injury at one point. I think if he hadn't have been injured, he could have been even more prolific for them. I think back to that goal that they scored against Everton at Goodison Park not that long ago. He didn't score it, but the assist was unbelievable. That run that he made down the wing. I think Callum Wilson is in some good form as well. Kieran Trippier at right back again, experience. Dan Burns, Sven Botman, Nick Pope in goal. I think they've really spent well, and they've even turned existing players that they already had, like Joe Linton, Jacob Murphy, Longstaff, Joe Willock, into some really top players for them. And it just shows you that with a good coach, you can definitely get improvements. And I actually, obviously, I hope they don't win on Saturday, of course. But if they qualified for the Champions League, I would be happy for them, because they're a big club similar to us. Their fan base is really good, like ours. And again, I'm kind of gutted that I will be missing it at Ellen Road on Saturday, because I think the atmosphere will be unbelievable with them Geordies in the away end. So, yeah, like I say, I hope they don't win on Saturday, of course. But if they qualify for the Champions League, that'll be a massive achievement in their first full season since the takeover. I'm not 100% sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys. But I think if they beat us on Saturday, then they will definitely get Champions League if other results go for them. So, there's the incentive, and especially after they lost against Arsenal on Super Sunday a few days ago, that's, all the more ammunition that they've got to come to Ellen Road and get 3 points. They're not going to be coming for an end of season point or just to coast to a straightforward win. They'll be coming to win and win comfortably. Um, so, I expect to see a similar setup to Man City, where obviously he'll be on the defence, Will Allardyce. But I'd like to think that against Newcastle and Tottenham in our final two home games, that we really take the game to them at points and don't just look to counter. I think Newcastle are a good side, but they're not Man City. So, hopefully, look, I hope the defence is solid still. Um, but I would like to think that he can set us up in a slightly more attacking sense at Ellen Road. Obviously, I'm not doing a predicted 11 video separately, so I'll just give you my predicted 11 for who I think Allardyce will go with this weekend. I think it'll be a 4-3-3. And I'm going with your Robles in goal once again, who had a really good game against Man City. My back four, one change to the weekend against Man City. I will put Ayling at right back. The change I'll make is that I'll bring Robin Koch back into the lineup alongside Max Ferber and then Junior Firpo at left back. My midfield three will be McKennie, Rocker, and Adam Forshaw. And my front three, I think Nonto will be on one side. I think Harrison will be on the other. And I think it'll be that man in the background there, Patrick Bamford, leading the line. I think as much as he didn't have a great game against Man City, and there's been a lot of debate online, which I just want to say, I've criticised him recently for his performances, and rightly so, because they haven't been up to standard. But atting him on Twitter, DMing him, um, just giving him abuse is really not going to help the situation, and it's led to him deleting his Twitter account at the minute. That's a player that plays for the club that you support, and you're making him do that. One, it's not going to help matters. It's not going to make him perform any better. But the only positive I can see out of this is that I really hope he goes out there for the last 3 games of the season. If Allardyce is saying, "You're my man," go out there and prove us all wrong. Go out there, score some goals, or even if you don't score, just link up the player well and do your job better. And look, I'm not justifying the abuse because I don't agree with it in the slightest. But just go out there and prove all the doubters wrong, and then they'll all shut up. They'll all shut up then. Yes, you could argue that Rodrigo is our top goal scorer this season with 12 goals and he's on the bench. But again, if he can come on and make an impact like he did against Man City and grab the odd goal, then it could work to our advantage. As I say, guys, this game is huge, and I apologise that I've not gone into it in like a tactical sense. I think everyone knows by now who have watched me for a while that that's kind of not my thing. I just like to comment on how I see it. I hope that we've got a big result in us, whether it's this one or any of the remaining 3 games. I hope that we can do an Everton and a Forest and get big results in a big moment. Obviously, the mentality of this squad has been questioned a lot of late. I think they did well to not let the Reds go against Man City at 2-0 down, to stay in the game and make it competitive, or at least a bit more competitive in the second half. Hopefully this game can be a little bit different, though. As I said, hopefully Big Sam can set us up to be a little bit more on the front foot, take the game to Newcastle as it's at Ellen Road and give them something to think about up front, and hopefully grab all 3 points, which would be such a confidence booster for the team. Obviously, Leicester have got Liverpool this week, so you'd hope that Liverpool would do us a favour there. I think Forest have got Chelsea, so come on, Frankie Lampard. And Everton have got Man City. So hopefully if Leeds United can get a win this week, and it could like throw another spanner in the works with this relegation fight. But I'm afraid to say, guys, if we lose this game, we might as well accept our fate, because it will be Championship football next season. So then, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you smash a like on your way out. It really helps get the video out there and get more eyes on the channel. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new as well. hit that notification bell and share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. As I said at the beginning, guys, I'm on holiday tomorrow for the next week, so there'll be no content out on the channel until a week on Friday, where I'll be back with my predicted 11 for West Ham. So yeah, everyone take care over the next week, and I will see you when I'm back. Cheers.